Close your eyes for a second. Imagine a supermarket. It smells like fresh bread. The lights are bright. The shelves are overflowing with abundance. It feels safe. It feels permanent. However, this feeling of permanence is an illusion. In reality, the entire industry is a house of cards, waiting to collapse. Beneath the fluorescent lights, the $12 trillion grocery industry is rotting from the inside out. We are witnessing a silent collapse. In San Francisco, flagship stores are closing just 1 year after opening. In New York, detergent is locked up like diamond jewelry. And across the heartland of America, the math simply stopped working. You think they are printing money? Think again. The grocery business is a game of pennies, played by giants. And right now, the giants are losing. They are fighting a war on 3 fronts. An impossible economic model, a theft epidemic that no one wants to talk about, and a brutal invasion from Europe. To understand why your local grocery store is panicked, we need to look at one number. Just one. 1%. Most people assume that when they pay $5 for a carton of eggs, the store keeps maybe $1, or at least 50 cents. The reality is terrifying. According to industry data, the average net profit margin for a grocery store in the US hovers between 1 and 3%. Let me put that into perspective. If a cashier accidentally drops a jar of pickles and breaks it, the store doesn't just lose the cost of that jar. To make up for that single loss, they have to sell 40 more jars of pickles. This is the razor-thin trap. They rely on volume. Massive, unimaginable volume. But what happens when that volume drops? Or worse? What happens when the costs rise, but the customers refuse to pay more? Americans call it greedflation. They accuse Kroger, Walmart, and Publix of price gouging. And sure, corporate greed is real, but the math tells a different story. If these stores didn't raise prices, that tiny 1% margin would vanish instantly. They aren't raising prices to get rich, they are raising them to stay alive. But operating costs are rising. Energy bills for those massive open-air fridges, up. Rent, up. Wages, up. So the supermarkets are trapped. If they raise prices, you stop shopping. If they don't, they go bankrupt. And while they were trying to solve this equation, a new variable entered the chat. It's called shrinkage, a polite corporate term for stuff disappearing. But lately, shrinkage has evolved into something much darker. We've all seen the news. Mobs rushing into stores, clearing shelves in minutes, and walking out. No police, no consequences. Major retailers like Target have closed 9 stores in major cities, citing organized retail crime. But the real cost isn't the stolen merchandise. The real cost is emotional. Walk into a pharmacy in a major US city today and you'll see the fortress strategy. Toothpaste? Locked. Deodorant? Locked. Even baby formula is locked behind plexiglass. This destroys the shopping experience. In retail, we call this friction. Every time a customer has to press a button and wait 5 minutes for a tired employee to unlock a $4 item, the supermarket loses. Why? Because that customer realizes, why am I doing this? I can just order this on Amazon. By trying to stop thieves, supermarkets are punishing their paying customers. It is a bad spiral. And the thieves? They aren't stealing bread to feed their families. This is organized crime, reselling goods on online marketplaces. The supermarkets are bleeding. And just when they looked weak, the Germans arrived. Enter Aldi, and its quirky cousin, Trader Joe's. While American supermarkets were building massive experience centers, Aldi was doing something radical. They stripped everything away. Walk into an Aldi. It feels cold, industrial. The products are in the boxes they came in. You have to put a quarter in the cart to use it. The cashiers sit down and scan items at superhuman speeds. Why? Because Aldi isn't selling you a lifestyle. They are selling you pure, unadulterated efficiency. A typical Walmart supercenter carries 140,000 different items. Aldi carries about 1,400. This sounds like a disadvantage, but it is their superpower. Less choice means less inventory cost, faster turnover, and massive leverage over suppliers. American shoppers, squeezed by inflation, are flocking to these discount kings. Aldi is now the fastest growing grocery chain in the US. The American giants are terrified. They realize their bloated, expensive business models can't compete. So they tried to use technology to fight back, and that was their biggest mistake yet. The self-checkout machine, it was supposed to be the savior. The logic was simple. Why pay 10 cashiers when you can buy 10 robots and make the customer do the work for free? It backfired spectacularly. First, customers hate them. It turns a relaxing shopping trip into unpaid labor. Second, and more importantly, machines are not clever. Self-checkout machines opened the floodgates for accidental and intentional theft. Shoppers ringing up expensive organic steaks as bananas, or simply forgetting to scan an item at the bottom of the cart. Now, giants like Costco and Walmart are rethinking the strategy. Some are even removing the machines and bringing back humans. They learned a hard lesson. You cannot automate trust. So, where does this leave us? The supermarket isn't going to disappear tomorrow. We still need to eat. But the golden age of the American grocery store, that massive open temple of consumption, is over. The future looks different. On one side, dark stores, robot-filled warehouses where no human is allowed, fulfilling delivery orders. Efficient, soulless, safe. On the other side, ultra-premium markets for the rich, heavily guarded, selling an experience at a premium price. The middle class? The middle class is left with locked cabinets, receipt checks at the door, and the memory of a time when buying groceries didn't feel like a battle. Next time you walk into your local store, look around. Look at the empty spaces. Look at the locks. And ask yourself, how long can this last?